Mamadou Bissar, Executive Director of NEA, can be achieved by developing tools to assess the vulnerability of protected areas to climate change. The project, he further went on, will also devise strategies to enhance the resilience of the protected areas.
In fact, the NEA has been hosting for the past few weeks a graduate student from Germany who has been testing one of these tools in all our parks in the Gambia. We are hopeful that the result of her research would be available to NEA, who would then distribute them widely to all key stakeholders.
Elsie Bell, project manager, added that the project will build capacities of participating countries in the West African region.
As you probably all already know, the aim of the PARC project is to design tools and strategies to be able to design protected areas more resilient to the effects of climate change. Climate change, which is already having an important impact in West Africa, especially coastal areas and countries like the Gambia.
The Minister of Environment, Parks and Wildlife, Fatun Deige, underscored the importance of the project while highlighting the effects of climate change on biodiversity.
From a human perspective, the rapidly changing climate and accelerating biodiversity loss are risks to human security. For example, major changes in the food chain upon which we depend. Water sources may recede or disappear. Medicines and other resources we rely on may be harder to obtain as the flora and fauna they are derived from may reduce or disappear.
Famana Drame is the Program Officer, Coastal Zone Management Unit. He outlined some of the species that are vulnerable to climate change.
When climate change hits, extreme events happens, those habitats are going to be affected, and those species that depends on the habitat are also going to be likely affected by the impact of climate change.
Stakeholders are hopeful that the program will enable participants understand issues surrounding the protection of the environment and can disseminate climatic model results in their respective countries, as well as the vulnerability results, and identify appropriate species-specific adaptive actions. For GRTS News, this is Babukar Senghor.
The Suleiman Jungun General Hospital in Biam has taken delivery of 2 solar suitcases courtesy of Power Up Gambia, an American charity credited for its support to the country's health sector. The solar-powered devices have gained recognition in 18 other countries. We have details in this report.
Gambia is a US-based charity that has since its inception in 2006 been boosting the solar energy capabilities of the Suleiman Jungun Hospital in Buyam, as part of the organization's efforts to promote safe motherhood and reduce maternal mortality. The charity also gained recognition for its support to the Somita Clinic, the pediatric ward of Bansang Hospital, as well as the minor health centers in Karantaba and Quinala in the past. One of these 2 suitcases came as a donation from Gambia Experience through Power Up Gambia in fulfillment of their corporate social responsibility. The CEO, Suleiman Junkun General Hospital, underscored the importance of the partnership between his hospital and Power of Gambia. He said the solar suitcase is indispensable to quality health delivery. Speaking on behalf of the Health and Social Welfare Ministry, the Deputy Permanent Secretary of Administration and Finance registered his ministry's gratitude and appreciation to an intervention he described as timely.
The ministry, our policy here is we don't believe that any woman should die giving life to a child or giving birth to a child. So this is something that we are taking it very seriously, and anything that would complement that effort is will be highly appreciated, and I'm sure this would. Because if you understand the nature of our work in healthcare delivery, our personnel rely mostly on 2 important data, that is the subjective and the objective data. What they see and what they are told by the patients. It's very difficult to have a very good objective data, if you don't have lightning around at night. Because one of the risk factors in labor and delivery is infection. And usually when you have electricity around, source of electricity, the risk of infection could be seriously reduced.
Lynn and Leland explained the usefulness of electricity and the mode of operations of the solar panels, respectively.
Quinella reported that they've had a number of good successes doing deliveries with these very bright lights. They found the headlamps to be extremely useful. There was a road accident out on South Bank Road. They were able to go out in the middle of the night with these very bright headlamps and see what was going on and treat the patients right away. So they found it very successful, and we think it's something that other clinics will find successful as well.
Some solar panels that can be mounted, either can be leaned against a tree or can be mounted on the side of a clinic. The high efficiency lights, storage battery. It's all, there's also on this charge controller for the batteries, there is information, tells you how much power you have left, so that you know whether you need to start conserving the power. And yes, you have power to do many things.
The president of Power of Gambia, based in Junior Tech College in the United States, spoke on the genesis of this initiative.
My university at home is Junior College, and every year at least 20 students come to the Gambia, and so their experience impacts them because when they're here, they go to hospitals, they visit schools. They don't do like charity work when they're here because they just need to learn about the Gambia. And I think one thing that they really take back home is that the Gambia teaches people that all people belong to each other, and no matter like religion, race, or even just where they grew up. So going to the hospitals and seeing the different conditions that are there, when we go back home, like we can't get those images out of our head, kind of. And so with that in mind, and the fact that we all belong to each other, we hold events on campus in America, and we just ask other students to pay a certain amount of money to attend the events, and we can easily raise money for the solar suitcases. And I think students are always going to be coming here year after year.
Power Up Gambia is a charity that is partnering with WeCare Solar to power up remote Gambian clinics lacking reliable electricity supply by using solar suitcases, as implemented in 18 other countries. They are considered to be portable, cost-effective, and user-friendly for health workers in providing much-needed power critical to their operations. They can also charge rechargeable batteries, cell phones, laptop computers.
Well, we apologize for the wrong name tag. The DPS is Bulidiba instead of Kebabaji as stated. We'll now take a short break, but when we come back, we'll look at the meeting between Iran and 6 world powers aimed at ending the current standoff over the Islamic Republic's controversial nuclear program, plus news on the never-ending conflict in Syria.
Me a pensioner. I don't get money. And I really need money right now. I go get out.
Now make you put your hand on job.
Yes.
You know, you forget to say not pensioner. Our social security are common rights now. Then they pay 15 months drawback to all pensioners. And you know tap they get salary increase for all pensioners. Monica, I did the work.
Yes, so Auntie Medina, waiting pageants they tell you all not true. Social security now, then they give 15 months drawback to all pensioners. And not that no more, they don't add back for their salaries them. As they talk to you so, people in there they queue for collecting your money.
They can not true, they tell me.
Not true are they talk, not they are they walk.
And me are they go.
If me and you, no wait.
Me are not they wait, anything are they go.
Go. Pa Jones.
Monica.
Social security.
Now we all know.
Now we all know.
Welcome back. Talks between Iran and 6 world powers have ended without reaching any agreement in the Kazakh city of Almaty. The talks were aimed at ending Tehran's nuclear standoff with the so-called P5+1 group of nations made up of the 5 permanent members of the UN Security Council and Germany. This is the latest round of negotiations between the parties, with several others held without any major breakthrough. Iran insists on its right to enrich uranium as a signatory of the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, but Israel, the US, and its allies accuse the Islamic Republic of building nuclear weapons.
Representatives from the 5 permanent members of the UN Security Council, Germany, and Iran met for 2 days in the Kazakh city Almaty for talks on Tehran's nuclear program. But they failed to break the deadlock.